This is Technical Talk Out, Fight Predictions Episode 1. Tonight, we are going to make predictions for UFC Fight Night Asunção versus Moraes 2, which takes place on ESPN Plus in Fortaleza, Brazil. We're going to go ahead and make predictions for the last four fights of the card, starting with Charles Oliveira versus David Teymur. Charles Oliveira, who's coming off of a submission win over getting his revenge over Jim Miller, is hot right now. And David Teymur, who is 8-1 with his only loss coming from his first fight. He's looked good. He's beaten Nick Lentz. He's beaten Lando Venata, which are two pretty damn good wins. But I think he's facing somebody else different in Charles Oliveira. Charles Oliveira, who is just nasty on the ground. He's going to go ahead and throw whatever he wants at David Teymur, because he's not worried about David Teymur getting him to the ground. So he's going to throw a lot of wild kicks. That's what he does. He throws a lot of wild kicks and punches, and he has no fear of being taken down or put on his back because he's really good on the ground. I don't see David Teymur winning this one. I see Charles Oliveira kind of taking a ton of chances and not really respecting much of David Teymur. I don't think he's going to really have anything to offer Oliveira. I think Charles is just going to take it to him. Bronx is going to go ahead and open up with a bunch of kicks. I think he's going to go for a bunch of punches, kicks, wild swing. I mean, the only way I see David Teymur winning is catching him while Oliveira is coming in with something reckless. But other than that, I think Charles Oliveira gets close to him, closes the distance after throwing a bunch of kicks at range, and he's going to jump on his back standing. This is how I'm going to see it. I see Charles Oliveira jumping onto David Teymur's back, and I see him going for the rear naked standing, and I see that's how it's finished. I say first round, Charles Oliveira. Next fight up is Demian Maia versus Lyman Good. Demian Maia, who's getting long in the tooth there, but he's still very dangerous for a lot of the welterweights. Lyman Good is coming off of a knockout over Ben Saunders. I don't really see him having too much for Demian. Damian's still, he's still very dangerous wherever he is in the fight. He's coming off of 3 losses, but those 3 losses are to Tyrant, Colby, and Kamaru. Basically all the top guys at the welterweight division, and none of them were finishes. They were all decisions. His last win was back in 2017 over Jorge Masvidal, but I think he takes this one. I think Demian Maia in the second round takes down Lyman Good and gets a rear naked. I don't see Lyman Good really winning any other way. Possibly If Demian Maia can't take him down, I see Lyman Good winning this via decision. I see him taking it all the way, all 3 rounds, and just kind of point winning that fight. But I think if Demian gets him down, fight's over. I think it's happening in the second round. I think he takes him down against the cage, gets on top of him, gets his back, and I think he gets a choke. So I say Demian Maia second round, rear naked choke. Jose Aldo and Renato Moicano. That's going to be a really good fight. Jose Aldo's coming off of his last win over Jeremy Stevens. He lost his 2 before that to Max Holloway, and he was trading losses and wins between Conor and Frankie. But I think he's going to have too much for Renato Moicano. Moicano, who's been a stud himself. He's got a win over Cub Swanson, choked him out in August. But his last loss was to Brian Ortega. I don't really see Moicano winning this one. I mean, they're both black belts on the ground, so I don't really think there's going to be too much ground fighting here. But if there is, I think Jose takes it. I think Jose can dictate it. I don't think he's going to get taken down, and if he wants, he could take him down. And I think he would have the advantage on the ground. But I think it's going to stay standing, and I think Jose Aldo wins second round TKO. He's going to catch him with a left hook, and he's going to drop him and get on top, and the ref is going to come in there and stop it, pull him off, and it's going to be a Jose Aldo wins second round TKO. And the Headlining fight, we've got Rafael Asunção versus Marlon Moraes. Marlon Moraes has looked like a killer in his last 2 fights, He knocked out Aljamain Sterling. He knocked out Jimmy Rivera, 2 really tough guys in that weight division. And he made it look easy. Came in there with just guns blazing. I think he gets the knockout win and the revenge over Rafael Asunção. I don't think this fight really, I think it gets stopped in the second as well. I don't know why. It's just second round kind of night. I mean, all of Asunção's wins previously, except for his knockout over Matthew Lopez, I think they've all been decisions. And they've been good decisions, but I think Marlon Moraes this time around is just going to be too much for him. I think he's going to throw too much at him. I think his offense is just going to be, his output's going to be way more than what Asunção is going to be prepared for. And I think he's going to get dropped maybe once in the first round. I think he's going to get finished in the second round. He's going to catch him with something with his legs, whether it's a knee or a kick. I think Moraes knocks out Rafael Asunção in the second round. Those have been my predictions for UFC Fight Night Asunção versus Moraes 2. We'll go back and check the recap Sunday morning to see how close I was. Thank you, everybody. Have a good night.